And so if we can look at the reality of our brokenness and the reality of who we are, we could never say we're going to be God. But maybe we would make our identity or our sexuality God. And that could throw us off of the teachings of Jesus Christ. From New Life Ministries, this is Going Deeper with Stephen Arterburn. I'm Stephen Arterburn. And Going Deeper is all about taking the tough issues, the hard issues of life, looking a little bit deeper inside so that we can gain some insight into our lives. Hi, Steve Arterburn here. Thanks for joining me for Going Deeper. And we're in our final toxic faith belief, a belief that you'll see out here in the world. It's kind of a weird teaching, but there are certain people that teach that we can become God, that we can become like little gods if we're faithful. I have no idea why anyone would believe that they are God or could become God unless they were in a psychiatric hospital. I am so broken, so weak. I have stumbled so many times. I have failed so many times. The last thing in the world that I would ever believe is that I could become God. Now, if we take our eyes off of God, we can really get obsessed with ourselves. And you know, as human beings, we're quite powerful, quite creative, and we can do a lot of things. But I think you really have to get involved in a cult or a sect that's pretty weird that teaches you can become God. You have to get kind of engulfed by that whole teaching and the environment and the climate of that cult or sect before you're going to go into this kind of belief. I think maybe it'd be better to spend time talking about what we make as God. You know, we deviate from making God our priority and seeking God. I heard someone the other day, they were speaking and they said, you know, I have a same-sex attraction, but I'm married to a man. But I still have a same-sex attraction to women. I don't act on that same-sex attraction, but I enjoy being with my husband. Now, it sounds kind of strange, but her whole point was that she was broken due to some things that had happened to her. It all wasn't right and fixed. A lot of times in the church we tell people, if you get married, you're going to fix this. She had no belief about that. Her husband understood. Well, you know, you could be married to somebody and not have a same-sex attraction, but some guys are married to someone and they're attracted to every female that they see. Or a woman has this desire to be fascinating and she's attracted to every male. So it happens. It's not just somebody that has same-sex attraction. And so if we can look at the reality of our brokenness and the reality of who we are, we could never say we're going to be God. But maybe we would make our identity or our sexuality God. And that could throw us off of the teachings of Jesus Christ. Who we are isn't something you can just wipe away. Your identity isn't something that you can just say, okay, I'm not going to be that anymore. Life's complicated and it's difficult. And the last thing you want to be doing is getting involved with people who want to believe that you could become God. Never forget that the unhealthy organizations bomb you with love, acceptance, belonging. And for a lot of people that have felt alienated or rejected, it's just almost irresistible to experience that. So first, it's love, and then second, it's sacrifice. They go from love to sort of, kind of, getting you to experience an obligation, a feeling of obligation. You need to give your money and you need to give more of your time to the organization. And that's why I was just talking to my son the other day that there was a cult where all the people were in the commune. They had given all of their goods to the cult and the cult leader. And here they were in the fields, and they were all wearing robes, and the cult leader was driving by in a Rolls Royce. You just have to allow yourself to be brainwashed to get into believing that that is a good thing. So we want to be sure that if we've experienced any of these toxic faith beliefs, or we're prone to believe them or explore them, that we're in a healthy church, healthy people, where we can be open and honest about our doubts, about our beliefs, and that there's not some big shot at the top trying to manipulate everybody else. Or there's not a trail of sin and indiscretion that everybody's trying to cover up. All of those things lead to a very, very toxic environment. Another thing that we have to be aware of is that people have shame if they don't agree with everything in a toxic church system. And so if rather than be set free, you feel like you're being imprisoned, rather than the church serving you, you feel like you've got to serve that church with everything you've got, beyond what makes any sense for you and your family, then there's a good chance it's a toxic faith system. I hope that something in this book would help you to identify that so that you would get out of that system, so that you wouldn't experience the shame or the feeling that if I get sick and it doesn't get healed, that I'm a second-class Christian, or any of the other beliefs that we've gone over. Because I'll tell you, God is love, and there's nothing poisonous about that love. There's nothing toxic about a church when it is founded on God's love and the teachings of Christ, and it's run by a humble servant who truly wants to help people, not people help them. All right, that's it for today. Thank you. Come join me next time. We're going to be doing Going Deeper every single weekday. We love you, we care about you, and let us know that you're watching. See you next time. Thank you for joining me for Going Deeper. I hope something I've said may have helped just a little bit. If you have a question you'd like me to answer or comment, just email me at stevesocial@newlife.com. I'll see you next time.
If you want to support Going Deeper with Stephen Arterburn, be sure to subscribe so you never miss another episode. And if you know someone who would benefit from this episode, be sure to share it with them. See you on the next Going Deeper with Stephen Arterburn from New Life Ministries.